Atari 2600 Plus Giant Homebrew Test Number 1. 19 games tested. It's late on a Saturday night, and time to boot up my 2600 Plus hooked up to my laptop and OBS to test 19 2600 and 7800 homebrew carts in our 2600 Plus Giant Homebrew Cart Test Number 1. I'm about to start the video that I made last night. Just a couple caveats first. I have cut out some of the loading time for the 2600 Plus to make it more succinct and interesting. Also, I had a couple sound issues. Hopefully you won't even notice them after this edit. Okay, on to the games.
Hey, it's 8-Bit Jeff here, and today we are going to test out some homebrews on the Atari 2600 Plus. Right now, we are showing Adventure, which is the first game on the multi-cart that comes with it, and the reason we're showing that is I don't want a blank screen. The first game that we are going to test out on the Atari 2600 Plus is Dranconian. Dranconian is a version of Bosconian specifically for the Atari 2600. It's a very complicated homebrew, and so we're going to see if it plays. Taking a little while. That does not look like it's playing. Now we are using the new firmware update 1.1. So Dranconian currently not playing. We could give it one more chance. The 1.1 update didn't do a lot for 2600 emulation, but we'll just see. We'll try one more time with it. Give it 2. Nope. Okay. Next up, while we take this cart out, next up is going to try. It's a game called Panky the Panda. Panky the Panda, 2600 homebrew. Oh, it's working. Let's play a little bit of Panky the Panda while we're here. I forgot how this plays. I hope I'm recording sound. No, sound is not monitoring. It looks like it is through. Let me take a look here. I don't think I turned it on. The sound is coming through. I just can't hear it. I'm not monitoring it. This is Panky the Panda. It's a cool little platform game. And I'm not very good at it. I've rarely played this game before, but now I will. Because it plays on the 2600. Of course, I played on my Atari 72. Ooh, the sound's coming through now. That's interesting. So, I don't know if the sound... I'll have to look at the video again and find out if the sound was coming through before, or if it's just coming through now. Anyway, I can hear it. Sound is coming out of my computer. Alright, well, let's try another one while we're doing this. The next one we're going to try is 2600 homebrew. Scramble. 2600 homebrew. Scramble. I think this was by Paul Lay, but I'll need to look. I know we did the Atari 8-bit version. Loading game failed. Okay, we'll try again. Just to see. Loading game failed. Let's see if we can reset or anything like that. Can we... Oop, loading game. Failed. Give it a couple of times. Sometimes it works, but this is just something you gotta do. Okay, so you can actually take a card out while it's in, put it in again. Looks like it might be loading up. Okay, I bet we'll still get that weird sound which is very strange. There's no sound now. The sound's gonna come later. I can record these games again with sound, and I will record them in here. I don't know, I guess I'm recording it. It doesn't want to record both the camera and the game, and then match them up properly. I'll start getting weird sounds soon. Sound at all in that one, but well, Space Game going back in its box here. Oh, Space Game. Next up, the Atari 2600 homebrew. Listen to that. This way. What we're seeing now is what happens when I start up Mappy, which means Mappy is not working. So we'll have to try that in after a new firmware update. So that's Mappy. Now it's a 2600 one, Mappy. So I know there were a lot of updates in this one for Atari 7800 games, so it could be that not many of the 2600s got fixed. But next one, Galagon. Galagon is a 2600 version of Galaga. And Galagon. Let's try this one. Got hopes up, but since Mappy didn't work, I'm not so sure Galagon is, but we'll see. Same thing. So this looks like a common with Champ games at the moment that they do this, but as soon as they get the cartridge mapper working properly in this version of Stella in this machine, it should work. Okay, so next one. Shut Galagon box. Next one is an Atari 7800 game, Time Salvo. This is one that Steve did a short on earlier, and I know it should work. So let's hope. I like Time Salvo. Plug it in. Time Salvo. I see one thing on it. If I move this down a little bit. Time Salvo is working. So probably will not get a monitor of the sound output now, but it should be working. So let's press and go. Okay, so I think Time Salvo is a combination. This is I'm trying to remember the Atari Atari game. This was like. The mic is getting button presses. I gotta talk a little louder than when I talk around this game, because I don't know. Without the sound, I can't hear the sound output. It makes playing the game difficult. I can't hear the sound output, so I have no idea how loud I am with the sound output. So you could hear what I'm saying. Salvo. Time Salvo's bitching. Okay, make sure I say that. Game over, man. Game over. Okay, let's try one other thing here with Gleam. Wait, I'm not getting sound at all now? Oh, it is. Okay, I'm going to try to monitor this output real quick. All right, next up is Baby Pac-Man, Atari 7800 homebrew. Whoa. Bob DiCrescenzo game. I don't know how this is going to work. They have one button. They have one button, and I think I just tilted. Need the second button for to. So I'm trying to tilt it now. Maybe we'll just get a tilt. I really should put in the 7800 controller, but this is actually funnier. Do it this way. This is why Atari, you need to bring out the 7800, not the Pro stick if you don't want to, but bring out the European pad with a joypad or joystick on it, and then the 2-button pad. That would be great. Okay, so this works. I just can't play with a single button stick. All right, the next one is not a homebrew per se. It is an Atari XP release of Aquaventure. It's practically a homebrew though. You know, this game was never finished back in the day, and then it came out on a couple of the plug-and-play systems that Atari came out in the early 2000s, and then Atari put one of these out last year that you could buy. A couple little foibles with the one that came out. I think it didn't work it wasn't printed right and it didn't work, but this one does. And so let's try it. Atari really has got their act together though in the last couple of years. Doubling up on from this Pac-Man because of my weird here, but so that's Aquaventure. It works. I'm going to turn this off and here's the next one we're going to try. This is Circus Convoy by Audacity Games. So it's playing. loud. Can't hear. I can't. Circus Convoy. All right, now we've gone through most of my boxed homebrews. I might have more, couldn't find them. And now we're going through the cartridge only games that I have. This is Moon Cresta 7800. We should have more luck with 7800 games. Not very good at that game, but at least it worked. Okay. Next up. Here. Next up. This is Astro Blaster Atari 7800 homebrew.
Fighter pilots needed in Sector Wars. Play Astro Blaster.
Well, that game rocks. Okay, the next one we have is Juno First 7800 homebrew, I think. Yes. $2,600 homebrew. Atari 2600 homebrew. So that being the first real 2600 homebrew that worked, I think. But I mean the real 2600 homebrew, so not the ones made by Atari or Audacity. Here is Halo 2600 next. Working. Why not? I can't. Let's see. I gotta pick one up somewhere, bro. There it is. So I'm I had to call myself Master Chef. Because he cooks. Master violence. Works. Halo 2600 works. Froggie. Atari 700 homebrew. Froggie. Job. Okay. Failsafe. Atari 7800 homebrew recreation of countermeasure for the Atari 5200. But one really interesting thing about countermeasure. Failsafe is not tank controls, but you're in a tank. Controls are really, really cool. Okay, here's one that possibly will not work. 2600 version of Star Castle, the first homebrew for the Atari 2600 that I ever purchased, and I think this is an amazing game playing on a real 7800 or 2600. I don't know if it works on this yet, but this is a challenge to Atari to get this to work. If it doesn't. Give it a couple more loading tries. Nope, not gonna work. Star Castle doesn't work. Next up, Ladybug. This is the last 2600 homebrew that I have here to test. one more homebrew to test today. It is Razy Brix for the Atari 7800. And Razy Brix is so crazy, it doesn't have power-ups, but it looks like an Arcade game. It's basically Breakout, looks like Arcade. Anyway, let's see if it works with this joystick. Razy Brix. Does it work with this? Let's see. I wonder if it needs paddles. I don't know if it's working. I think it wants a 7800 controller, and if it does, what I don't have on me right now, readily available, is a 7800 controller. Because I don't have the second button. But Razy Brix works. It's a little anticlimactic because you can just see the graphics, but you can't see the gameplay. All right. We'll find more homebrew to test out, and next time we will play a bunch of games off the Dragonfly cart for a longer session. Okay, until next time, I'm going to move my Atari 2600 Plus back to the TV so I can enjoy some of these games not through OBS.
Okay, that's it for this time. In the next 2600 Plus long-form video, we'll hook up to OBS and test the Dragonfly cart and homebrew that I don't have on cartridge. Until that time, into the vertical blank.
Programmed in BASIC, we explored 8-bit world.